Thank you, Gary. We're here in South Sudan, and I have the wonderful pleasure of introducing you to Dominic. Dominic is the chair of the only Seventh-day Adventist radio station here in the country of South Sudan. Dominic,
Yes.
could you tell us, how did the vision for this radio station, 97 Salvation FM, how did it begin?
Well, the vision of this radio started with our retired pastor, Pastor Fulgencio Okayo, and he thought that it was good for the ministry to be accomplished quicker by having a radio station and television at the same time. But the government gave us a license for the radio station. Until the radio is on, then they can be able to give us a television license. So this is how it all began, and he began to actually give these things from his family. He started contributing from there and bring it to the church, and the church board formed a formal committee that I am part of, and then to see the work continue to go ahead.
Now, I heard something about loudspeakers on the top of his house. Could you tell me a little more about that?
Yeah, the time he began, he was imitating what Muslims were doing, having honey speakers on their mosques. And every morning at 6, they begin to share a message, and people wake up and disturb people around sleep well. So he also bought his loudspeakers, these horn speakers, and put them on a tree. And then his room has become his broadcasting room, where he broadcasts from, the living room. And then many people listen early in the morning at 6, they wake up to listen to the message. And from there, that's when he began to think we need to develop this just more than these horn speakers at home, to a frequency and go wider.
And so now you have gone wider. And how is the community here in South Sudan? How have they reacted to Salvation FM radio?
Well, the community are very much blessed, and it is the only radio station that gives a pure, clean music, Christian music, not mixed with any other secular music. And they also give spiritual messages that builds people and give hope and family life and health. All these messages, you can't get them in the other radio station. That's why we became very much popular in the country.
And can you tell us about some of the feedback, some of the reactions that you have heard of community people who have listened to the radio station, and how it has changed their lives?
Well, some of them have been hearing to this message, and some of them came to the radio and get some counsels for their marriages that are broken. Some of them, they have been prayed for a long time. They are not giving birth, like a woman having 17 years. But after being prayed for, she came with the child to the church to be dedicated. And we have one presenter now working with us, who also came through the radio and got baptized. And now we trained him, and he got his certificate from AWR, and now he is working here with us in the program for the youth. And so we are very much blessed with what the radio is doing to the community. Most of them even like our international program, which we relate from Hope Channel directly. And these programs are programs for Mark Findlay, programs that are for Sabbath School, Hope Sabbath School, and programs also for Elder Douglas. These programs, people like them so much, and they always attend to these programs and some preachings that are coming from Hope Channel. We have that slot in our radio.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Now, this radio station that started in this pastor's home with loudspeakers in the trees.
Yes.
I see you are no longer broadcasting from the trees, but from this lovely building.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about what this is and how you've transformed it?
Well, this shipping container, our former chairperson, Pastor Clement, when he was the associate country director for ADRA, so he requested from ADRA so that we can be able to begin it was hard to collect money at the same time to get frequency, to get equipments from US-based company, and then to build a house for the radio. So we just thought we can be able to start with this container, fabricate it into 3 rooms. We have the control room where all the machines and the controller sits, and then we have an on-air studio which is in the middle, and then we have a reception slot for reception to host our guests that will come before they go to their time for the studio. So we had to paint it, and it has to communicate to itself by when somebody comes here, he knows this is 94.0 Salvation FM, the voice of hope, and the contacts are all here. So, and then we had to put a roof, because this is a container. Somehow this roof reduces the level of heat that also comes in. So this roof we have put here so that we can be able to at least see that it's a bit cooler. And then the AC, we have put ACs and to put also the soundproof inside. So the room is, the temperature is very cold as anywhere, any building.
So how creative. You take a shipping container and you transform it into a wonderful radio station for Salvation. Salvation FM, you paint it,
Yes.
you put your information, a roof over it, and you're ready to go.
Yes, and then on by the 12th of the 1st of December 2012, that's the day that we went on air.
Okay.
Yeah, and each year we celebrate because of what God has done through all of us
Dominic,
in the ministry.
thank you so much for being with us and for sharing what you're doing here in South Sudan.
Amen.
And
Thank you.
It's been a privilege, and I bounce it now back to you, Gary.